Welcome back to Unscripted. Out with the old and in with the new. Myself, like I said in the last one. We have what someone could say the most beautiful ball guy in the club after Liam James recently. Introduce yourself, Lee.
Yes, me, Lee Humphreys, chairman, Vets player.
Vets player. Okay. So tell me a bit about yourself. Who are you?
Okay, so I run the club, created it in 2003. And I'm the one that everybody comes to when they need to sort problems out, basically.
Good. Why did you set up AFC Stockport?
So, very simple terms. I used to play in Birmingham, really good, decent level, enjoyed it. And then when I came up to Stockport, I went to work at Decathlon, created a five-a-side team. And the one thing I always wanted to do was create a club that was a club that I would have liked to have played for when I was younger. And that was always my aim. My aim was to create a club that people wanted to play for, but those people, I wanted that to be what I wanted as well. So if I was them, would I have wanted to play for this club? And that's why I created it. I created it because I wanted to create something that I would like to play for.
Why did it take you to, I guess you were probably in your 30s, roughly, maybe a little bit younger than that, to set it up?
In my early 30s, just purely because I was playing. So I was enjoying my own time, playing football, played for a team called Videotone, who played in the Birmingham leagues. Used to travel from Stockport to Birmingham every weekend to go and play there. That's how much I enjoyed it. And I wanted to create something that I wanted people to travel to, and when they did, they enjoyed playing at the club.
So you've been both player and manager. I'm going to start with playing. What's your greatest achievement as a player?
As a player, with AFC Stockport?
Yes.
So as a player with AFC Stockport, my greatest achievement was obviously when we won the titles and cups. But me, as a personal note, do you want that?
Yeah.
We played in Division 4 in the 2008-9 season, and we were trailing 4-1 with 20 minutes to go, and we had to win to have any chance of winning the league. If we didn't, this was the third to last game of the season, and we had to win, and we were trailing 4-1. And the team who were top were at the game watching.
Oh wow!
And they all went home, bar two players. One was Andy Hibbert, and one was someone else. And we actually turned the game around and won 6-4.
Wow.
And the biggest thing for me was, I remember after the game, I brought myself on, won the penalty to get it level, and then scored probably my favourite goal ever for AFC to get us in front.
Okay.
And then we won, scored another to make it 6.
Nice.
And we won. But I don't know if you're aware, we have a thing called NSD at AFC Stockport, and it stands for Never Say Die.
Okay, yeah.
So it stemmed from that game and the following game. So the following game, we played the team that were top, who had come to watch us. So they came to watch us, 4-1 down, won 6-4. The following Sunday, because that was a midweek game, that was a Sunday, the following game was a midweek game, and we were playing them, and we were 4-1 down at half time.
And you didn't come back?
And we won with an 89th minute winner to win 5-4. And on all accounts, Andy Hibbert played against us that day. And on all accounts, apparently Andy Hibbert said at half time to them, they've already come back from 4-1 before, don't let them do it to us.
Yeah.
And we did it, Hibbert.
Well
come on. So that's my greatest achievement.
Wow. I was going to ask you the favourite goal, but I imagine that. You got a second?
No, that's my favourite goal. So my favourite goal is, I didn't say what it was. It was the keeper had the ball, and like I say, it was 4-4. And he decided, he thought it'd be smart, bring it out and do the typical goalkeeper thing where they try and take it. And I absolutely nailed him. Defender. And I absolutely nailed this defender who tried to take it out. And then instead of me trying to run with the ball, I chipped the keeper.
Oh, nice.
So nailed the defender, chipped the keeper, 5-4 us. So that's my favourite goal. My second favourite goal was probably Toby's first ever goal. So not my own.
Yeah, love that. So Leeds, nice. Onto player stats. You will have obviously seen these, being a statistician, loving it. But we'll talk about a few things. So you played 279 games.
Yeah.
I probably have thought you'd have played a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But obviously you did a lot of managing. Goals, 33. Assists, 64. 6 yellow cards. Only 1 red card. And 11 player of the matches. Your debut was the 7th of the 9th, 2003, which I imagine is
First ever
the
game
we have ever had. Interestingly, currently, as we stand, it's very similar to Toby's, but complete opposite. So you've got 64 assists, he's got 62 goals, and then the opposite with 33 goals for you, and he's got 33 assists, which is quite nice to think about. Anything you want to talk about the stats? Happy with
Well,
them?
yeah,
Or
I
would you
mean,
like to...
I think, like I've said it before, for mine, I think I played about 100, just over 100 games in goal as well.
Oh yeah.
So as much as I play centre mid, centre back, centre midfield was my main role, and then obviously when you get older, you drop back a little bit. And then when I played in the open age, played at the back. But yeah, over 100 games in goal. So Toby, need to up your game, mate. Get them assists in, pal.
Love it. Let's go to all-time 11.
Yep.
So the guys who are watching this will see it on the screen now. Talk me through it. Let's go with the goalkeeper choice. That was quite an interesting one.
Yeah, so Florin's new. He's new to FC Stockport this season, but for me, is the best first-team keeper we've ever had. And we've had some good ones. Chris Murray, John Kerwin, Rick Westwood, even Colin Walker, who I've given a 10 out of 10 to before. But I think first impressions for me is if Florin's here for the next 3-4 years, he's going to be the best first-team keeper we've ever had. I like him as a person, as an individual. He's brilliant on the pitch, always talking. For me, he's the best keeper we've ever had at the first team, definitely.
Fair play. And let's go to the wing backs.
So they're not so much wing backs. I'm playing a straight 3-5-2 rather than wing backs. But right wing back, right midfield is Tom Williams, brother of Rick. Tom was an absolute menace for players. Rick got most of the accolades because he's the striker. He scores all the goals, but so did Tom. And Tom scored some absolute peaches. He was brilliant on the wing, pacey, great going forward. Not so much going back, but great going forward. Attacking wise, him and Rick, whenever those two played, other teams, oppositions knew of the twins, as they were sort of known round about that era.
And then you've obviously put Humphreys in the middle. Which Humphreys is that?
It's obviously myself. No, it's Toby. It's weird because I was asked this question last year and Toby didn't get in my all-time 11. So just over his last 2 seasons with the first team, he's won Midfielder of the Year twice and Player of the Year twice. And what I like about that is that's what his fellow players have picked.
Yep.
And his off-the-ball movement is just unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can't defend for toffee, but attacking wise, if you want someone to create or score goals, he's your midfielder. There's only him and Daz Eves. Him and Daz Eves. What a twosome that would have been if you got them both in prime. That'd be amazing.
And then strikers. You've got Dave Clifton, Rick Williams.
I've always said since I managed Dave Clifton, I've always said if I could have got Dave Clifton and Rick Williams together, that would have been such a deadly duo because both of them can find the net but in different ways. So Dave is more fox in the box, clinical, get the ball to his feet, I'll put it in. Rick's more, I will get past you no matter what. I can be 25 yards out, I can be 5 yards out, I can knock this ball past you, I can get past you and score. And the one thing I liked about Rick was one of these people when he was younger, he would look at YouTube videos, he would then take that into training, he'd then put that into place at training, and then he would try it in games. Wow. And that's the reason why Rick went semi-pro. I mean, I was gutted he left, but I never once tried to persuade him to stay. Yeah. For me, Rick's Rick's been the best player we've had. Probably not the most influential, because I would go with Dazzies for that.
Yeah.
But Rick Williams has definitely been the best player we have. You win and lose games with your strikers. As much as people say the defence, goalkeeper, if your strikers aren't scoring, that's it. And the one thing with Rick is, he would tell you himself that every team he played against, Cale Green or Romley, he said he would go on that pitch and would score. And I remember playing Cale Green once, and we played it was a cup game against them, and he scored twice in the first half, and we'd had a player sent off after about 10 minutes, and it was 3-2 to them, and he scored again, and it was given offside, and it was never offside in a million years. And he was that type of player. So this was a lad who was 17, 18 years old, playing against ex-pros, semi-pros, and he just didn't care. He was immense. It was amazing.
Wow. So you're still playing?
Trying.
You play for my team, Vets, and I love to have you on the sidelines. Not as much as would be nice, but there's going to come a day when you'll kick your last football.
Yes.
Is the hope that you'll do it alongside Toby and Finn?
Well, the hope's to go as long as I want. So in my head, the oldest player ever to play for the first team is 53. Okay. He played a charity game. Okay. Keith Conway. So he used to sponsor us. So he played in this charity game. So in my head for the last 10, 15 years, I've got to beat 53. So that's my aim. So I still want to be playing football. My legs are still all right at the moment. Me and Toby have both laughed about it, where it'd be great if Finn gets to a certain age and then we can all just play at least one game together. But that's another 9 years away.
That's well good. Let's go to the Instagram questions. So we put up a post, I think today, for Instagram, saying I was interviewing Lee. One of the questions I picked out, I think it's a good question, is what is the worst thing to happen at AFC, and did you ever think about giving up?
Never thought about giving up, ever. There's been times when I've been annoyed and frustrated and things like that, but never thought about giving it up. I know there'll be a day when I come and I go, do you know what, it's time to let someone else maybe run it, and me have more of a presidency kind of role as opposed to a chairman or something like that. But yeah,
that's so you.
I know. Well, the thing is, it's not been announced and it isn't yet because it's still in the air. But there's something I've got in mind for the next 2 years, which is going to take 2 years for me to put in place. I was speaking to one of our main sponsors a few weeks ago, and he sort of put something in my ear, and that's now become a little bit of an itch, which is something that I'm going to pursue over the next couple of years, which will hopefully make the club even better place than where it is now.
So that was Danny Stringer. Callum Boomer, if you could manage any of the teams currently, who would it be and why?
The first team.
Okay.
Just purely because it's the first team. I think everybody should want to manage as high as they can get, and that's play as well. Absolutely baffles me why players don't want to play as high as they can get. I just think you're either trying to be a big fish in a small pool, or you're just worried about that challenge. And I think that's the same as management. I think everybody should want to manage as high as they can get, no matter what level it is. And like I always say to people, if you think I'm talking about you, I am.
Belter. Nick has asked, is there any players you thought could have made it but didn't?
Yeah, absolutely. Rick Williams for one. If he hadn't have got injuries, I think there's a guy doing the circuits at the moment called Regan Linney. Okay. And he's doing really well at the moment. He's just gone to Altrincham, and they even posted something saying, is this a diamond ready to come into the league action kind of thing. And there's actually two players that I believe would have made it. Rick Williams is one. If he hadn't picked up his injuries, I think he could have gone a little bit further. But the one for me from an early times, from 2003 all the way through to the mid 17, 18, so with us quite a long time, there was a little lad called Ben Higgs. Okay. I still to this day, if he was 3-4 inch taller and had a little bit of pace, he would be pro. His touch, his vision, composure, everything about this lad was just phenomenal. And I genuinely, honestly think, hand on heart, size-wise, because he was about the same height as Finn now. Size-wise, I think he would have made it. I think Benniggs is one of the most gifted players I've ever played with or anything like that.
Wow.
And that's why he makes my all-time 11 as well.
Lovely. Toby, would you have done anything differently at AFC if you could start again now?
With Toby or...
Just
is that from Toby?
AFC. So say you...
It's a question from Toby.
The question is from Toby,
right, okay.
sorry. So if you could start the club again from now, would you have done anything different?
I'd like to say no, because I love where it's at. Everything's about the club. Everything come the end of the season is about putting it back into the club, like for Pres nights. We have amazing Pres nights. All I ever hear is good things from the people that are at the club. The only ever time we get anything bad is always if someone leaves on bad circumstances. So for me, it doesn't really bother me. But the only thing I probably would have done slightly different if I had the opportunity was maybe push the Saturday teams sooner, as opposed to leaving it till 2017, 18 before really kicking into it, and maybe giving them an opportunity of maybe starting earlier. That would probably be it. But other than that, I think the club's progressed in a good way.
So what do you see? How do you see the plans for the future?
Well, I don't want to say yet, but like I say, I've got something in mind for the next 2 years. It's going to take me 2 years to put it in place, get what I want in place. In 2 years' time, if I do this interview, I can go, there you go. That was what was in plan. But yeah, there is something, and it's exciting for AFC. It's something that I'm excited about, and it's something that I hope people involved with AFC will be excited about when we start cracking on.
And obviously you've said first team is your gem. You've got obviously Toby playing for him, and you follow him quite a lot. Where do you expect them to be this season?
In a better position than they're at now. I think disappointing performances against teams that are physical. I think they still need to address that. You don't have to be physical against physical teams. You just have to be clever. And play around that physicality. But I just think at this moment in time, the first should be a little bit further on than where they are now. But as a team, there's some quality in there, and I think next season, if they add to what they have, it's always about progression. And if they add to what they have, then it could be a different kettle of fish. But this season, it's still early days, but I think they should just be slightly further than what they are.
And then the last question before I go into my quick fire questions. Same age as Toby. Were you as good or was better?
No, I've never been as good as Toby.
So what type of player was you?
Well, that was it, you see. So I used to play, there's a guy called Kevin Myers, he was called Prince. Me and him, so I was the enforcer, as they say, and he was the flair player. But between the two of us together, it worked. And back in them days, you could kick people, you could nail people, it'd be fine. I wouldn't be able to play how they play now. I'd be yellow carded all the time or anything like that. But no, as in Toby, never been technically as good. Never had the ability Toby had. The only difference between me and Toby, I had the confidence. Confidence would take you that further than any kind of ability. If you believe you're good enough, you
will always get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, last minute. So quick fire questions. AFC Stockport or Liverpool?
AFC Stockport all day long.
Lovely. Nick or Julie?
It's got to be Nick. She's with me side by side.
Would you rather score an own goal or get sent off?
Own goal.
Champions League or World Cup?
Champions League.
And apart from yourself, last minute penalty, who's taking it?
Toby.
Oh, lovely. Enjoy it. So this has been... What has it been?
A pleasure.
A pleasure. This is Unscripted. This has been awesome. Obviously, I know you quite personally now, both as chairman, friend, person that's helped me manage. So it's been awesome doing this, and hopefully we'll carry on doing this for the future.
And you're looking forward to it?
Yes,
You're going to smash it?
Yep.
we'll have to see what everybody says, whether they think he's good enough or not.
And that's time. Well, cheers, Lee.
Thank you very much.